hear me out. Don't waste your time trying to become the next Mr. Beast or the next young guru on YouTube. Instead, use the competition to make you money and build the brand as well. This guy makes over $1 million per year just by following this piece of advice. His name is Pat Walls. So basically, he's built a pay-to-join community that has over thousands of successful entrepreneurs that shares their stories and their knowledge as well. So just 3 months ago, he started his YouTube channel that now has over 60,000 subscribers with over 2 million views combined. But of course, when he started, nobody knew he existed. So then how did he get his branding to get over millions of monthly visitors to his community? We're gonna talk about that today. So, like anyone, Pat first started in the 9-to-5 journey, and on the side, he would get inspiration from solopreneurs, and eventually, he wanted to become one himself. When going to the drawing board, Pat would come up with the idea of interviewing successful entrepreneurs and using their stories to help out other aspiring entrepreneurs to grow and learn from their mistakes. And he would call it Starter Story. Now, Pat's business was ready to take off, but there was one issue. He lost his focus in other side hustle attempts, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So of course, in the beginning, for Starter Story, he had no traffic. So how do you get around this? Reddit. Objective number 1, hook your audience. So in Pat's case, he would take pieces of the interview and paste bits of the case studies and put them into a Reddit post. Objective number 2, wait for the kill. So because Pat strategically wrote his posts to keep people informed and engaged at the same time, it would motivate them to upvote the post. That way, more people in the community can read his post as well. Objective number 3, the kill. So now that Pat has a recurring engagement on his Reddit posts, he can link his website at the bottom of the post to allow other people to check out his website and eventually become subscribers. However, it's really important that I tell you, what really made Pat stand out to his audience was this. And what I mean by that exactly is that for every entrepreneur that Pat features, he only interviews the ones willing to share their numbers.
If you're gonna read a story about a small business, it's not Gary Vee, it's not Elon Musk. Who cares about their business if you don't know how much money they're making?
And that is how Starter Story found his brand. So not only do the numbers get your attention, but they provide value and trust to the audience. So at this point, Pat was making a whopping $8,000 per month. But remember when I told you he had other side hustles going on? Well, apparently Pat had only 20% of his attention into Starter Story. So he did what had to be done. Immediately, he would double the revenue of Starter Story by putting 100% of his attention into it. So now with Pat all in, he would receive his first big brand deal for $12,000 to be featured in his newsletter. Not to mention, he would also interview more crazy entrepreneurs, like a guy who sells bidets and makes $10,000 per month. So now with the brand and community that Pat has built now, he'd be dumb not to go on YouTube. So just starting 3 months ago, on his first 5 videos, he would get over 800,000 views combined. So obviously a loyal audience helped to promote these videos, but when you have an eye-catching title like I make 1.3 million per year with one skill, you are bound to rack views on YouTube. So when you have a community and a brand of over 1 million monthly readers, why stop there?
If you want to find a good format, take something that works really well on TV, like Shark Tank, and try to create the social media version of that format. Like MTV Cribs was huge. Have you seen that guy that goes in people's houses in New York? So I'm looking for something like that.
And again, Pat follows the structure of telling the stories of successful entrepreneurs so he can become one himself. And just to really emphasize on Pat's strategy, using your competition to your own success, I did the same for this video. So as you guessed, I am a new face on YouTube, but I only seek to provide value to my audience with no fluff at all in the most engaging way possible. So if you want to ride this journey with me on YouTube and learn how some of the biggest creators and businesses use their brands to grow on YouTube, then go ahead and subscribe below. If you have any requests for any future videos you'd like to see, please go ahead and drop in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.